keyword. Extends is a keyword. Extends is a keyword that specifies that it's extending one class properties into another class. Basically, we know that any class, either in TypeScript or in JavaScript, class is containing properties and methods. So properties and methods. So whatever the properties, so we are specifying there that belongs to that particular class, and these properties and methods we are extending with respect to extends keyword. So that means if we are supposed to define one more class, that is student class, so we are extending by using extends keyword, and we are defining the student class. So that means, so any class, here student is a class, again this class is going to contain the properties and methods, props and methods. Even we know that object is also containing the properties and methods, but whereas class is defined as, so it is a model of an object which is containing the properties and methods of an object. Okay, right. In the same manner, here whatever the properties and methods of a parent class will be acquiring or deriving from student class to, sorry, person class, no, this one, from person class to student class. Here we are specifying that, so this is one class. This class we are extending from person class. That means whatever the properties and methods which are there in the person class, that will be available to student class. That's what we are going to explain. But here, so the main keyword is extends keyword. So whenever we are using the extends keyword, that keyword specify that it is an inheritance. So inheritance means extending, that's all. Acquiring the properties or deriving the properties, inheriting the properties, any way we can specify this one. Okay, so I'll tell you simple example here. So after that we will go with the some different types of inheritance. Okay, so there are multiple types of inheritances. One second. So there are multiple types of inheritance. I mean, there are number of types of inheritance. So here, so before going to explain the example and practical session, so just I will let you know what are the available types of inheritance. So we know that single inheritance. By name itself, it's clearly saying that single means one parent, one child. So entire thing, whatever we are discussing in the inheritance topic will be with respect to the classes. Either one parent class to one child class, one parent class to two child class, one parent class to multiple child class, multiple parent class to one child class, like that. Single inheritance. Single inheritance means, so we are deriving, so one parent class, so one parent class to one child class. Here one parent class to one child class, one parent class to one child class we are deriving. So that means whatever the procedure we have used here, so here we are extending one parent class to one child class. Like this we can define as a single inheritance. So that means one class is extending one class. Okay, so now coming to the multiple inheritance. Okay, so another type is multiple inheritance. So the name itself is saying that multiple means what? Multiple, so more than one class deriving the properties and methods from more than one class. So more than one parent class, from where we are deriving means that class should be called as a parent class. More than one parent class to one particular child class. Here multiple parents to one child class. One parent to one child, and more than one parent to one child will be called as a multiple inheritance. Okay, so here whatever we have seen in the previous case, that would be, so one scenario, so that is single inheritance. And coming to the syntax of a multiple inheritance, how it will be, actually we have one parent, so that is, see here, observe carefully, one person here we have, and another person also we can have. Okay, here person 1 and person 2. Okay, so from both these classes, whatever the person 2, person 1, so these properties and these properties we are acquiring from, so here to here. That means person 2 properties and person 1 properties, these are called as a parent classes. Here we are specifying the separator. Okay, person 2 and person 1. Okay, so now, so what are the allowed types of inheritances, what are not allowed in the inheritance, we will see. But as of now, syntactical wise, I'm telling you from this person 1 and person 2, whatever the properties of here and here, so that will be coming into, so the student properties. Okay, so acquiring, so whatever the properties are belongs to these two classes, that will be as usual coming to here, and also we can have additional properties and methods for a student class. Okay, like this we can specify the multiple inheritance. And one more thing, hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchy is nothing but it is a kind of tree structure. Okay, hierarchical inheritance, that means tree structure. So tree structure means how? So actually if we have one parent class with one child class, and that parent class is having so more than one child class, that we can call it as a multiple child classes, right? Here one parent, multiple childs, multiple child classes. Okay, right. So whatever the multiple inheritance is there, so it's reverse order, like one parent, multiple childs. Here what it will say is multiple inheritance will multiple parents and one child. So but here multiple childs, one parent. So like that it will be giving as a better, I will tell you in the diagrammatical form. Inheritance, single inheritance means if I have one parent class here, so that I can say parent 1. Okay, so and one child class, getting the properties from one parent class to one child class. Here also child 1 with a C1 I am representing. So from here to here, if I am extending here, what I am going to use, extends keyword is always mandatory. So to get the inheritance, okay, extends, with the help of extends keywords, one parent class I am going to extend with the one child class. Okay, so this I can call it as a single inheritance, can call it as a single inheritance. Okay, now coming to the multiple inheritances. Here I am having more than one parent class. Here I have one parent is called P1 and another parent is called P2. So I am deriving these parent 1, parent 2 properties into a single child. Okay, I'm deriving this parent 1 and parent properties into single child, that is called what, C1. Okay, so this like this if I have extending, so like this if I am getting the properties from two parents class to one child class, this I can say multiple inheritance. This I can say multiple inheritance. Okay, so now coming to the hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance is nothing but here, so this is a reverse order. If you can take, so one parent class is having more than one child class. So now, so this is a parent and this is a child, this is a child. Okay, here parent 1 I'm taking, so P1. So here I'm taking the child class C1 and here I'm taking the child class C2. Here from like this, from one parent to more than one child, it's like a tree structure, no? So that's why we can call this one as a hierarchical inheritance. Okay, hierarchy is nothing but here a tree structure, one parent, number of roots will be there. Okay, so like this is a another type of hierarchical. Multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance means, so whenever I'm taking this one, same this one as an example, I'm just changing the color. So for this I'm taking one more child, so that child name is C2 here. Okay, type C2 I'm specifying. So whenever I'm extending the properties from parent to child, so at this case this will act as a parent and this will act as a child. So this is one level, and after that I am extending the child properties to grandchild, that is this will act as a parent and this will act as a child. Like this if I have, so this is one level, this is one level. Like this if we have means, this we can call it as a multi-level inheritance. This we can call it as a multi-level inheritance. Whereas one more type of inheritance is also there, so that we can call it as hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance means any of the combination of any of the single inheritance or multi inheritance, single inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, single inheritance and multiple inheritance. Like that, any combination of more than one inheritance type, then we can call it as a hybrid mode. So this we can say it's a multi-level, no? So this we can say multiple. Again, if we have one class here, okay, so that class is like a C2. I'm telling C2. Okay, here if you can take from here to here, I'm getting the properties. Okay, only this part if you can assume. So orange. Okay, only this part if you can take, so this will called as a multiple inheritance. Okay, from here to here if you can assume, so this will called as a single inheritance. Okay, this is a combination of multiple inheritance and single inheritance. So these type of inheritance we can call it as a hybrid inheritance. The combination of any two of the inheritances we can call it as a multi hybrid inheritance. Okay, so like this we can differentiate and we can have the different types of inheritances. Okay, here in all these, multiple inheritance will not be possible through the classes. Why it's not possible through the classes and how it's going to be achieved by using the interfaces, I will tell you when we are discussing with the interfaces. Okay, so as of now, these are the different types of inheritances. Okay, keep that in your mind. Different types of inheritances: single inheritance, multiple inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, and we can also have multi-level inheritance. I'm just naming this one: multi-level inheritance. And also we can have a hybrid inheritance. What is this? Hybrid inheritance. Like this we have 5 types of inheritance types. Okay, so which all are use extends keywords to specify, to extends, to derive one parent class properties to child class. Okay, that we will see with an example. Okay, here I'm taking one example: inheritance .ts. Okay, here what I'm going to do, I have a person class, and that person class I'm extending with the student class. Student is also a person, but whereas the person I can say it is a parent. Person is having surname, suppose it is a parent or else father, like that I'm assuming surname, and that person is having the location as well. Okay, so as I said earlier, so each and every class is having one constructor by default. If there is no constructor, by default one default constructor, so with no parameters, will be allowed, so that will be there. But whereas when I'm taking the constructor, here I'm specifying the constructor because all possibilities, all how it's going to be called, I'm explaining in a single term here. So whatever the person name I'm taking as a string. Okay, and person location also I'm taking it as a string. Okay, so now I don't want to do anything here, so simply if you want, you can add some get data method as well. Okay, that data method, whatever you want to take, so that will also, if you want, you can write the return type as well. As I said in the earlier classes, so I can return anything, but if you are returning anything for that method, whatever that method, you have to add one return statement at the end. Okay, but here the return statement of type string, no, so let it be. Okay, I will come to that point bit later. But so this is one class, person is a class. Now what I'm going to do, so class student, one student class, student, I'm extending. So because I'm using the inheritance, no, what I'm going to extend with person class, I'm extending student class. That means whatever the person properties I have, that means surname, location, so those properties I have to get it to here, student. But whereas student is also having some properties, right? So whatever the student we have, so that student is also having the properties. Okay, for that I'm taking student yes. Yes is a property of number. Type also I'm specifying here. And also one more thing, student ID, if at all required, student ID, SID also I'm taking. SID number I'm taking, right? So anyhow, each and every class, whatever the class we are going to use, that class is containing by default one constructor, or else you have to put one constructor. Here what I'm going to do, so with this constructor, whatever the child class I am having, so that for that also I'm adding the constructor. Here we will get some error. Why it's getting the error, I will tell you. Okay, anyhow, I'm going to take one method here, the class method. That one also get data, same method I can take here, no worries, any name you can take, but whereas I'm taking for explanation, same name I'm taking. Okay, so just give me some examples, like whatever the SID I'm going to return here, no, so here SID, right? Simply I'm taking the id is of type number. Okay, after that yes, first I will take order, you can take anyhow. Yes, student is I'm taking, and ID also I'm taking. Okay, so ID and student name, whatever I'm going to take, ID is also of type number. Okay, right. So here, as I said earlier, so whatever the person class properties are belongs to student class. So that means person is having surname and location. Okay, person is having surname and location. Same properties also I'm getting from parent to child. So that means directly I can use those things inside a child class because it is the child of that person. So okay, person class properties also I can happily use this without defining again whatever the surname and location. I am directly using those surname and location. Okay, so the surname, like I can say yes name I am taking. Yes name, it is of type string. Okay, so and also some location. Yes location. Yes location I'm taking, that is also of type string. Don't get confused guys, I will tell you each and everything. Okay, like this, I mean to say here child class is having only two properties, but what I am going to do, first I will take this return. So this dot surname I'm specifying here. Okay, and concatenating with surname surname property I'm taking just for naming convention I'm taking, and also location I'm taking, surname and location I'm taking, right? So the location concatenating with this dot location, like this. We know this properties, right? Right. So like this, if I want, so these four properties I have to use here. Okay, age, ID. Okay, let it be. Prior to that, inside the constructor also I am taking. Okay, nothing to worry, all those things are we have already previously applied, but here so we are just using those things. But here what exactly the difference means, we are using constructor and also we are using one method. All those things are inside a constructor. Okay, now whatever the person class properties I am passing the values, initializing the values through the constructor. Here whatever the person name I am taking, that person name I am specifying here. And then so another thing is there, so location, person location I have, so that location I'm going to assign with the person location, right? So this is one method and this is one constructor. Okay, so this is one method. Here what I'm going to write here, so whatever the age, ID, name, whatever the properties of all we have, that I'm calling. But whereas if you can observe here, so only two properties of parent class we have, only two properties of parent class. So that's why I am instantiating and initializing the values with the two properties. But whereas here I don't have four properties, but I want to assign the four properties. To assign the four properties, we have already extended the parent class to child class. Now in this case what I have to do, we have one keyword called super keyword. Okay, we have one keyword called super keyword. What it will do actually, super keyword will do, super keyword will do calling of parent class constructor from child class constructor. That means super to which one, so this constructor. So what is super class of this one, super or parent is nothing but person. From here whenever I'm calling, but here we need two properties, right? So whatever the two properties here, yes name and yes location, so both I am calling here. Yes name I am calling and yes location I am calling. Yes name I am calling, yes location as well. So with the help of super keyword I am calling. Now the error gone, no? That means whenever I am accessing the parent class properties inside the child class, so at the time I am without specifying the parent class properties like yes name, yes location, directly I am accessing with the super keyword. Super keyword is nothing but it is also constructor calling procedure. Parent class constructor, super is nothing but parent, super to its original, whatever the student class we have, so that super class is here parent class. Parent class will be having the two properties. The two properties we have specified inside the constructor. Whenever we are instantiating with the help of constructor, that constructor should accept the properties of that particular class. Here in this class we have only two properties, but what we have done, again two more properties which are two more properties which are inheriting from the parent class, that one also we are accessing from here. Okay, so that's actually, and again normal procedure, I am initializing these properties with this whatever this keyword I am using, this dot age property. So whatever the s age I am going to take, s age is equal to age I am initializing. Okay, and this dot id property, so is equal to sid, right? It's the student id I'm giving. Okay, like this. Okay, so now if you don't want, once I'll format this document. Okay, so once control shift minus, I just wanted to minimize something like control alt minus, it won't work. Shortcut key to zoom down. Okay, right. Now can you able to see? So I just minimize it because of this code, whatever the code wrapping into a single file. Okay, right. Now I wanted to print the age id s name s location. I wanted to print age id s name s location in this, whereas get data of student class, remember get data of student class I'm taking here. So here I am simply returning what I'm going to return. So this dot. Okay, so there are four properties. If you can see, all properties are available here. All properties are available here. So except get data. Get data is a method, so ignore about that. So get data is a method which is belongs to, so where we have defined. Okay, so now properties are, so s surname. Okay, this dot surname, and again so this dot location. Okay, this dot location, and here and specifying this dot location, done. Age id, yeah, id I'm going to take here and age is going to take here. Okay, all the properties I'm printing here. Don't get confused guys, I'm explaining again how the code flow is going to be happen. Okay, like this we are going to pass this. See, this is only code structure we are following. This is only code structure. Okay, so now forget about this child class. Okay, I'm just commenting this child. What comments also not happening. Right, 1 second, I'm all commenting with the help of multi-line comment. Okay, I commented. Okay, assume that in the normal way how we are going to define the class with two properties and one method, so which is also having the constructor. Okay, when this class is going to be called, so whenever we are going to create an object for that class. Okay, here so I am defining an object with person obj. So naming convention I'm taking is equal to, with the help of new keyword and whatever the person class. So with respect to that person class, here I have provided two properties. One is person name, I mean surname, and person location. So those properties I am passing with this. Okay, this property we know already in the topic of classes, how we are passing the values inside the constructor. Now person surname. Okay, surname is, we can say, Tendulkar I am specifying, and one more property, that is location. Location Mumbai I am taking providing. Okay, that means it is a normal way. Ignore about the inheritance. I am just commented all the classes, whatever derived classes. Okay, now what I have to, so what I have done here, I am instantiating. That means if I want to print this data, if I want to pass this data through the constructor method, so we know that this is a constructor. Whenever we are instantiating, whenever we are creating an object here, that object data while creating, so that will be calling the constructor by default, whatever the constructor we have passed. If you are not providing, default constructor will be called, right? So if you are providing, means whatever the parameters as an argument we are providing, so that will be called. Okay, so when this line occurs, it will directly come to here, it will directly come to here, and these properties will be taken care. That means surname and location, it will be printed. If you want, you can put like, so one console here, you can test. Okay. So one log I'm putting. So person obj I'm taking. Person obj, just I'm printing. So where it is saved actually. So whatever the file. So I'm taking this inheritance, reveal in file explorer. Okay, so this inheritance.ts file I have created here. Okay, inside the TS workspace. I'm just opening the command prompt, command terminal. Okay, now the execution procedure, you know. So TSC TypeScript file compilation. What is our file name? Inheritance. Sorry. Inheritance.ts. Once I run this command, the internally whatever the file we have .ts file will be converting into .js file. If you can see after compiling this, if there are no errors, it will directly give the empty line. Wait a second, it's going to process. Oh, much time to that. Yeah, so it's coming now. If you can observe in the file explorer, see here inheritance.js is not there previously, now it's there. Okay, now execution procedure is simple with the help of node inheritance.js. If you can give person, surname and location, it will be taken. So surname and location whatever we have, so that will be taken if it is a normal class, single class. If you want to access individual properties, then dot surname. Okay, so like dot location. Okay, dot location. If you want that method to be called, so how you are calling? Get data. Like this you are going to call the method, but here we have to pass parenthesis because it's a method. Okay, now it's not giving only person object whatever we have, so there in the terminal, not like this. Individually console logs whatever the Tendulkar and Mumbai and method whatever the method data, it will be printing. Okay, inside a method it will be calling. Okay, inside method. Okay, if you want, you can put a normal log here inside parent class method. Okay, like this I have saved that one, and now again I am recompiling it. Okay, so now I'm rerunning it. See, Tendulkar, Mumbai. So because these properties we have accessed with the help of these consoles. Okay, and also we have one method. So that is get data method belongs to parent class. That parent class method will be called here inside the parent class method. Surname Tendulkar, location Mumbai, like that. If you want, you can put meaningful messages, meaningful separations here. Okay, surname, okay, and location. Like this you can put. Surname, so location you can put like this. Okay, otherwise you can put some empty spaces here. I can concat to separate those things. Whenever you do the changes in the TypeScript file, so mandatory to recompile and re-execute. There are two steps involved in this. Okay, see here. So surname Tendulkar, location Mumbai, where I have misplaced a space here in between. Okay, no worries. Okay, like this it's a printing. So this is a normal way of calling. But when it comes to the inheritance, okay, so whatever the properties here, so that all properties are acquiring to this place. That means all properties are nothing here. Surname and location, both the properties are giving from here to child class. Here I'm uncommenting this one. Okay, see, student class is a child class which is having the properties of two, SCS and SID. Now parent class is having surname and location. Okay, now what I'm going to do, this is not exactly same here. I have to place. After this I have to place. Okay, like this. Okay, anyhow, so that will be a different case. Now these two properties along with these two properties I have to call. Okay, now if I want to create an object for student class, normal way only you have to create an object. Log I'm differentiating with some separator I'm using. Okay, normal case, how I'm going to create an object for child class? Same thing, like student obj is equal to new, what is the class name here? Student class. student, like, but here if you can observe, how many number of arguments the student class constructor is having? There are 4 arguments. There are 4 arguments. There are 4 arguments. Keep that in your mind. So you have to keep that in your mind. 4 arguments we have in the student class. Okay. So now if you want to put that 4 arguments, okay, here, how many number of arguments you want to put, that many number of arguments you have to pass. Okay. Here, so age, student age is the first argument. Here I am giving 25 is the first argument. ID 123 is the second argument, and student name. So student name I am giving either surname, it's actually, okay, Tendulkar I am giving, okay, and location Mumbai I am giving. See, it accepted all the properties. It accepted all the properties. Even if you can run like this only, see here, whatever the properties if you want to take, that properties you can take. Student obj dot all properties you can take. Student first, whatever the property you want, that you can fetch. Student age and dot student ID, then student surname, or else yes name, surname. So it's not belongs to student, but I'm calling the student one also. Okay, dot location. See here, these surname and location are not belongs to student class. Okay, because I have not initialized this one. So with the super keyword I'm calling no, so that's why these are getting. Okay, so you might be having a doubt. I will be having a doubt after this one. Okay, I will tell you what exactly the doubt. And also now I want to call that method. So the method is belongs to get data. Method is belongs to student class. Okay, not it is a parent class. I'm calling it as a student class. So now inside a student class method, log student class method I'm calling. Student class method I'm calling. Okay, student class method I'm calling. Okay, right, I have saved that one.